Good afternoon. My name is Virginia Gibson, and I'm the Administrative Support Supervisor with DHEC. And today I have prepared a change management plan PowerPoint that I will share with you to outline what the plan is as it relates to change for the agency. So when organizations plan to implement significant changes throughout the agency, a well-defined change management plan is vital. A change management plan should consider the desires and the requests of the key participants within the agency. An organization's change management plan must consider all those that are involved within the transition. It should also outline how the change is going to affect those individuals involved. The change management plan should also summarize each employee's responsibilities and all they need to know to ensure success during the transition and thereafter. Implementing change. When implementing organizations' changes, it is important that all employees are ready and on board with the implementation process. Employees must have a clear understanding, and this includes being able to answer questions clearly and concisely. They must be willing to hear the feedback from the supervisors as if the changes are effective or not. And they have to show a readiness for the change, and this also includes commitment. So when you discuss diagnosing change, it's important to analyze the 3 stages of change. And this is when you're implementing the change policy. So the first stage is the unfreeze stage. This stage consists of initiating motivation. A newly implemented progressive disciplinary policy will motivate supervisors to closely monitor recurrent breaks in policy and make certain that they are addressing them according to the guiding principles outlined by DHEC. A clear and concise progressive disciplinary policy will provide clear instruction and guidance on how to progress when providing employees with disciplinary action for failure to comply with agencies' policies and procedures. So with my idea of changing the progressive disciplinary policy, the unfreeze stage will be the first stage analyzed. Secondly is the transition stage. This stage comes after the change to the progressive disciplinary policy has already been implemented. The agency's human resources team will be responsible then to provide support to supervisors, reassuring them that the implemented steps are necessary, guiding them on how to ensure they are enforcing them and following them and understanding them clearly. And then the final stage is the refreeze stage. During this stage, the agency has accepted the changes, implemented it to the progressive disciplinary policy, and this means supervisors across the agency are comfortable with using the policy and has a clear understanding of how to enforce it. All staff complies and adheres to what is outlined in the policy, and the agency is once again stable. So the next is determining readiness. And when determining readiness, is determining if the agency's readiness for change, and this includes assessing individuals' readiness and the organizational's readiness. Individual readiness is simply evaluating if an employee is ready for the changes that's going to occur. And the organizational readiness includes the agency realizing the need for the adjustments and has secured the appropriate implementations that will support the changes. Diagnosing change. Managing the organizational change. So when managing the organizational change, you can apply Cotter's 8 steps of change management. And this is creating a sense of urgency, creating a guiding coalition, creating a vision for change, communicating the vision, creating short term wins, consolidating improvements, and anchor the changes. So, when creating a sense of urgency, during this step, it's vital that all DHEC employees are made aware of why the changes need to take place. Creating and guiding a coalition. So, my plan is to have a team of human resource specialists, managers, department leads, and those working in different DHEC sites across the agency. They'll be formed and assist with the writing and implementation of the new policy. When creating a vision for change, the vision for change is simply for the managers to have a clear direction when having to use the progressive disciplinary policy to address performance issues or breaks in policy. Communicating the vision. In order for DHEC employees to support and accept the new policy, the vision will have to be communicated. Next is removing obstacles. Before the change will be accepted across the agency, all problems that could present and could challenge the vision must be addressed. Next is creating short-term wins. The short-term goals will consist of employees just having clear awareness of what's going on. Consolidating improvements. It's vital that DHEC continues to look for ways to improve policies. And then anchoring the changes. The changes will come to be part of DHEC's culture once it has come to be part of the core of the agency. Next is the communication plan. And this includes constant communication, providing details, addressing questions and concerns, sharing the vision, having small group meetings, activating listening skills, have interactive workshops for the employees, and then evaluating the progress. The main purpose of the communication plan is to offer DHEC various options on how to effectively communicate when implementing organizational changes. Effective communication during the organizational changes requires a well-developed written communication plan. A well-developed plan will include those areas which I stated were the constant communication with the employees, providing clear and concise details, addressing all questions and concerns, sharing the vision with all employees, having small group meetings with individual departments, listening to the things that the employees have to say, getting their feedback, providing interactive workshops that allow them to train on the implemented changes before they're actually implemented, and then evaluating the progress of the employees individually and us as an agency. Sustaining change. When discussing strategies to sustain change, one must first understand the importance of endless improvement and not allowing employees to get complacent. You have to keep your employees involved to sustain change, identifying areas of improvement, acknowledging the accomplishments, offering incentives for those accomplishments, and including change as part of the organizational structure. We have to own the changes and bring life to the changes. Keep things simple, yet concise. Respect everyone's opinion, feedback, perspective of how the implemented changes are going. And keep a renewed mind. These are areas and these are things and steps that we can do to sustain change. So in conclusion, during this presentation, has shared with you information relating to implementing change, diagnosing change, determining readiness, managing change, and a communication plan, and sustaining change. Everything discussed is vital steps in the change management plan. At this time, I'm open for any questions concerning this change management plan for DHEC. So if there is no questions, I thank you for your time.